How is everybody? Hope you all doing okay. It's that time of year where the weather's getting rocky, shaky, literally shaky. We've had so much severe storms in this region. It's mind blowing. It's like I feel like I live in the Bermuda Triangle. It's crazy, but just here talking to nobody. I know people work and have normal jobs on a Monday, and but hopefully people will see this replay. But yeah, some stuff's been happening. Shouldn't say stuff, but the the weather's been god awful. It's kind of really disrupted my life financially. It's just depressing to see. I'm I'm struggling. I right before I went live, I was trying to calculate. What's what's the estimated date of my financial savior? What I probably have about a good 5 months left of this lifestyle. In a perfect world, it would be okay if the, the finances were there, but it's not why this the one person that is watching now tuned in. It's like sometimes StreamYard's funny. It'll show different people in and out or whatever. But I'm going to tell you a little bit something I discovered about my mother. My mother, her and I, we talk more often than usual. I have my suspicions on why. I'll let you guys decipher, what my thoughts are on that. But she calls me quite often now, and a while back she didn't. So a couple weeks ago, my mother had, in case anybody's new to the channel, is not aware of what's going on. My mother's almost 91 years old, dying of dementia. She's in a home in Florida, and she's kind of like a hot mess. You know, she lived a pretty good life. Started off rough, but she led a pretty good life in her later years. But unfortunately, like if you had to diagram her life, she probably started here, then went here. Now she's kind of going back down the hill, not back down the hill. She's almost all the way down the hill, if you know what I mean. But recently she'll call me, and her brain is so, she's dying of dementia, so her brain is so dysfunctional. Trying to say messed up. I'm trying not to be offensive or whatever, but it's a disease. Your brain is gradually dying within your cranium, and so she's dealing with that. Well, a lot of times my mom will say some crazy stuff that does not make sense, and I just try and listen to it, appease her, and try and um, how do I say this? Regenerate, refresh her memory when we talk. But in recent weeks, my mom kept saying, I don't like this place. I'm in a prison. I'm in a prison. I'm in a jail cell or something like that. And I'm looking at this guy with two dogs. Looks like the exact two dogs Magnum PI had. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm kind of bummed out, and I don't know how to dialogue this conversation properly, but I'm just going to try and lay it out there. But my mom was living in a facility, assisted living facility in Sebring, Florida. She had been there for a long time. She kept trying to communicate to me that she had, she thought she didn't know where she was. She thought she had been, you know, put somewhere else and all this. And honestly, I just thought my mom was not of sound mind. So I'm going to tell you what I did. I've been trying to do, and this pisses me off. This pisses me off big time. My mother was at a place in Sebring, Florida on a lake. Supposed to be a good facility according to somebody else, and I kept calling the information line for a long time because I didn't hear about my mother. My mother, I'm not getting updates from the power of attorney. I'm not getting phone calls from my mother. So I kept calling this one number that's publicized for that facility, and nobody would answer. Nobody would answer. Nobody would answer. Nobody would answer. All different times of I would call, nobody would answer. So finally, I happened to see something on Facebook pop up, how great that facility is, and it was like some positive review, or I'd say, well, hey, it'd be nice if somebody could answer the damn phone. And I've called all hours, send me an, who can I contact for an email? There's no email address listed anywhere publicly for them. So I started thinking immediately, like, man, she's in the wrong place. But I finally got I got a message back. It was weird how the whole thing processed. So I'm going to back up. So I was contacting a number that was publicized through a Google search number, and I messaged, and I expressed my unhappiness about the situation, and a lady replies back to me and says, yeah, this is, I no longer work for them. This is my personal number, and all, so I don't know how the hell they set up that Google page, for the 24-hour access. It was just a total cluster. But then the lady replies back to me and says something, you can contact her at, and like, there was like, no, it was like, it was a potpourri of like just it was an attempt to give information, but I guess the lady didn't realize, which, I don't know, it was just weird. So so when I saw that recommendation for my mother's facility pop up on, I let my thoughts be known. So then it took weeks, but eventually I started getting some correspondence. I had some other people also acknowledging what I had stated, that nobody's answering the phone at the publicized number. How can you have a reception desk not realize the phone's not ringing? Are you just not answering it, or it's not ringing? I mean, what the hell? So I just in the last 48 hours, I got a communication saying that thank you for bringing awareness to our telecommunications problem or whatever. We're sorry, blah blah blah. So I don't know why it took so long for someone not to realize the phone system wasn't working. Was the person sitting at the reception desk just crocheting for 2 weeks? I mean, what the hell's going on? So getting back to what my mother was saying, she felt like she had been moved. Sometimes, when she gets moved down the hall to another room, an inspection room or whatever, she gets really confused, because that's what the disease is all about, confusion. So I'm trying. I kept trying. I honestly thought she was still in the same facility, but she was just confused due to her disease. Well, my mom's been calling me periodically. Today we happen to be communicating, and she called me, and then whatever you want to call it, like a nurse's aide or assistant, whatever, comes in the room, and I hear her talking to her. So I said, "Mom, please put that lady on the phone. Please put that lady on the phone." So she did, and the lady was really nice, really helpful. I told her my situation. I said, I know my mom's confused. I don't know where she's located, and my mom has been transferred to another facility. Power of attorney never told me once that mom's been moved. This is, whatever. It just, I don't understand it. I honestly don't understand it. But she's been moved from Sebring, Florida to Lake Placid, Florida. I had to do my own homework, research it. Her and I talk often, but when we talk often, it's very short periods of time because of her mental capacity. But so I'm upset. I'm angered. I'm angered at the weather. I'm angered at Mother Nature. I just can't believe all these things. I'm angered at my financial situation that's coming up. That's going to be a total crap storm coming up. It just, I'm trying to make the best of it. I truly am. Every time, like, there's like this, there's like this, there's like this, and now it's starting to look like this in the immediate future. So it's sucks because I've never mentioned the power of attorney's name once on this channel. So if he wants to get pissed off about me doing these videos, I know he's watching videos from afar. Let him have at it. But you know what? You can't pick up your phone and text and say, "Hey, just a heads up, mom's been transferred to this facility." You're in a Christian-based rehab group that you're supposed to be a spiritual leader and be a mentor to people. This is what you do. This is what you do, right? Can anybody understand why I have a lack of faith? My mother's in a home. The power of attorney evicted me so he could rent out the house, which could be a viable, but after so much patterns of behavior, I find it hard to believe. It's crazy that why would you not notify the only other living sibling that she's been transferred? Why would you not do that? Is it all about you? Yeah, it's always been about him. Always been about him. And to me, that's not it's not a good quality. My mom's basically 12 hours away. I don't even know how often he visits her. Maybe he does it daily. You know, if he does, God bless him. But it sounds to me, it's like I want to say something. Um, just it's angering. She's dying. She's going to check out. She's been transferred from another facility, and I was never notified. Never notified. Do in case you guys don't know, do you know what the term spin meister or spin master is? That's I'm well aware of what that is. Who possesses those traits? It pisses me off. Um, you know what's weird? I'm going to reveal something that is it could probably be used against me, but this is it's going to go back to what I've previously stated about the relationship between my mother, her oldest son, and me. And this is no bullshit. This is, I'm not even going to filter that. My oldest brother, I've mentioned before, has always been the favorite son. Always been the favorite son. I mean, I've documented it so many times. It's ridiculous that I even have to repeat it. But this is, I'm sorry. There's a homeless guy over here, man. This guy's been walking back and forth, and I feel bad for him. It's sorry I pivoted there, but so it's it's my mom. Whenever I called my mom out on her having a favorite son, she would get real pissed off, and and then I would mention like here's this example, 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 and the example we're witnessing right now is uh, the power of attorney was given full reins to do what's occurring right now. I knew that was a major mistake. I we have zero common ground. Zero common ground. He's a different individual than I am, and I'm proud of that. I am proud. I'm proud that I'm different than he is, because I try and be genuine, and he's tried to uh, portray a lot of things that I've done as criminal activity, so to speak. No, my mom has become more. Oh crap! Here comes the lightning. We've had all these tornadoes and light. Just what I need. But my mom has become more, I guess, compassionate, sympathetic. I don't know the pro. Here comes the storms. I heard there was, man. We've had nothing but tornadoes around here lately. Guys, but my mom's been more compassionate, more. I feel like, how can I phrase this delicately? She's tried to make amends over the years because she definitely had a preference for the oldest sibling. So I have she's granted me some financial assistance over the years, and I could talk about this for weeks, nonstop. But I'm going to tell you that um, it's depressing. You know, it's like how a piece of paper can change your life, right? Your, my mom just has so much faith and belief in her oldest son, and he's probably done some good things. I'm gonna I'm gonna shoot it to you real. He's probably done some good things, but he's also done some god awful things. It just blows my mind. You know, he's supposed to be all about Christianity and um, faith and religion and pious, and he's not really displayed much of that. You know, how can you not tell the other person, the other sibling, she's been transferred? How hard is that? You can do that in a 5-second text. So it just pisses me off that I just don't know why I'm in this position. None of this makes sense. It's crazy that I think about all the, you know, I've said this often, and I'm going to repeat it. I don't need to reaffirm it to you people, but it makes me feel better reminding myself of all the good and the kindness I've done for other people. Man, it's just like when you find out stuff like I found out today. I'm trying to make it through severe hurricane, or not hurricane, tornado, excuse me. There was several major storm warnings this morning. I had to pull through a drive-through car wash just to try and stay somewhat protected and alive. And it's just life shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be like this. You know, I always admired the families that have normal families, you know, with a father and the mother, and they never divorce, and they stayed together, and they, you know, one daughter, one son, you know, 2.5 children, you know, all that stuff. You know, you just live a normal life. I've never known normal. Never known normal. You're just a product of your environment. You're grown up around what you're dealt, you know, and you can, yes, you can try and change it. It's more difficult to do that when you're handcuffed, limited in your abilities. You know what I mean? It's like, so on the reverse side of this card, I finally got the address where my mother's located. I had to do my own detective work because of all the things that happened, but at least now I know where she's located. And I know there's some other people that are upset with the power of attorney for lack of communication. I just, I just think it's just ridiculous. You know, just that person knows how much I dislike him, and he thinks he has my nuggets and advice. You know, if, if that's your Christianity side, dude, you go run with it, dude. We'll see who ends up where. You know what I mean? Unfreaking believable. So just does not make sense to me. Does not make sense to me. You know, I'm about helping people, building people up when I can. Even in my current situation, I'm still trying to build people up, and I'm still trying to make a better life for myself, for other people. It's been very difficult. Been very difficult. The next 4 or 5 months are going to be extremely difficult financially because of the weather and, you know, all the things. You know, I'm 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 forced to going to have to collect Social Security when I turn 62, which will be the end of July. Excuse me. But yeah, just trying to make my life a little bit better. Just so people been asking about my mom periodically. My mom's in a new home. She's been transferred without any notification of mine to me. I mean, of mine to me is what I meant to say. So yeah, I just found out. Not really happy about it, but hey, you know, sometimes there's. I'm trying to filter myself. I want to use some words so bad. Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet on your vocabulary to emphasize a point. So that's it, folks. For the people that have been asking, that's the deal on my mother. She's at a new facility. I was never notified. Thanks, folks. Talk to you later.